we live?
Just now? Okay. Hello, Roland. How are you today?
Hello, I'm great. Thank you. How are you, Sarah?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just eating the last of the Christmas chocolate. Don't judge.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, me too. I had a Kinder Bueno and I had a rose as well because that's only the rose left at the bottom of the box.
Oh, which flavor rose is it?
Well, the rose one actually,
Oh, the
it's pink.
strawberry one. Ugh, yeah. I'm not surprised that's the last one left.
No, the kids in my house are very bad. They leave me this. So. Mm.
It's definitely the one that we all leave behind. So happy New Year. How are you feeling about 2022?
Well, 2022 is brilliant so far. I mean, we are here in Europe. We had an awful number of cases, during Christmas, and everybody was like super scared. And it's true, it was a little bit scary because we had like 3 times more cases than January last year. And then suddenly, at the same time, the hospital started to go down, go down, go down, and the cases now are going down. And the government is saying, okay, well, let's do it, guys. You can go out. Your vaccination certificate in some cases. You can meet your friends everywhere. So I don't want really to. I think we've reached what they called last year herd immunity or something. In the sense that they are starting relaxing everything, even though there is still a lot of cases. So
Yeah, it's
I mean,
definitely time to be a bit more optimistic for sure. I think that's what we're trying to feel optimistic this year, and we're hoping that will continue definitely into 2022. So today we're going to be talking about walking the Camino in 2022. So the first thing we're going to go through will be what we do, some travel trends for 2022, and then have a look at some of the routes that we're excited about this year. So, Roland, do you want to tell us a bit about what we do here at Camino Ways?
yeah, absolutely. Well, we are a tour company. We organize walking and cycling tours. We are we are what we say as well. We are all active. We all love the outdoor. Some of us have been to the Camino many times. Has walked the Camino. We kind of like it. We love the lifestyle and what we represent. What this represents for us. So we try to do what we do the best is also trying to talk about the Camino because we love it. And this is why we do this webinar. Walking trips, cycling trips, generally the most popular on the Camino. The walker are the majority. But cycling still represent 15-20% of everybody on the Camino. So it's still significant. We organize some guided tours, so it's fun to be in a guided tour. You just join other people and you share the fun. But the majority of our business is self-guided, so it means you go with your wife, with your friend, and and you do your own adventure. We book nice accommodation of various standard. So we have our superior collection. It's the best of what you can find. You pamper yourself on the Camino with our superior collection. We also offer other type of accommodation, all very good, all en suite, all in the center of the town and villages. So you have the best experience. We do the luggage transfer, of course. You just leave your bag at reception in the morning and you get peace of mind because we drop your bag before 4 o'clock at the next hotel. And if there is any problem with anything we book, we offer an assistance 24/7. You ring us and we sort your problem. So that's what we do, Sarah.
Okay, great. I am seeing some comments that a few people are having some trouble with the audio. I've written a comment back, so if you are having trouble hearing or the audio is coming in and out, I'll respond to any of your questions after the webinar. So don't worry about missing something. And for some people, the audio is fine. So hopefully, the issue for those of you where you're struggling, that will be resolved soon. But thank you for that, Roland. So if you want to just tell us a little bit about our routes.
Yeah, so the Camino has as many routes as you can imagine. You know, every single pilgrim start from their own doorstep. Every single pilgrim start from their own route, their own town. The most popular is the Frances, the one starting in France, going across the north of Spain. It's where, if you read a book about the Camino or seen a movie, that's probably the one you heard about it. This is the one that has a lot of social atmosphere, a lot of little cafe and restaurant, and you can basically walk 5 kilometers and find a little cafe, take a break, continue, have a little tea, coming back, continue on your walk. A typical day on the Camino Frances is about 20 kilometers per day walking on average. So 20 kilometers, you start at 9 a.m. and you finish maybe at 4 p.m. You finish at 4 p.m. That means you get into your hotel, you take a shower, and then after you read a book or you do whatever you like. The second most popular is the Portuguese, and in purple on the map. The Portuguese partially follow the coast from Porto to Santiago. It's becoming one of our bestseller. I mean, it's not difficult to imagine. The scenery there is spectacular. You get little bar and restaurants along the coast. So evenings on the Camino Portuguese are fantastic. There is a few more routes as well. They are not all there because there wouldn't be no place on the map, but you got as well the Camino Ingles. That's the route that starts from the north. Ingles means English, so it was originally for the Irish and the English walking to Santiago de Compostela. The northern way follow the coast. The most the coast of the Basque country. It's also a popular route. There's much less people, but it's very, very scenic. And you have the green one as well as the Primitivo. If you look for something a little bit more difficult, a bit more challenging, a little bit more mountainous, that's a really good route to tackle. Yeah, that's pretty much it on this map.
Okay, great. So there are some reasons to feel positive about travel in 2022. Now, obviously, any hesitancy or potential stress or anxiety you have is completely normal as we move out of the pandemic. But the reasons to be positive is that countries are, in fact, opening up. A lot of them are already open. Spain has, Italy, France, they have great vaccination rates. A lot of European countries are fully vaccinated, and the current variant, the Omicron one, is much milder. So if you are vaccinated and you catch COVID, you are less likely to be seriously ill. So these are all great signs. Also, a lot of the restaurants, bars, hotel, all open and fully functioning, full services. So that is great. There's also just a genuine growing confidence in travel. People have been sitting at home for about 2 years now. They're ready to get traveling again. They want to book their trips. And a good point is that we have actually had non-stop travel on the Camino since July 2021. So people have been able to travel since last summer. And you know, it's a great sign for 2022. So we're feeling very positive about that. Okay, and then some of the trends. So a lot of the, no matter where you want to travel to, there are some key travel trends that are in the industry every year. This year, the big one is that it's the year of the big trip. So if you've had that bucket list destination like the Camino de Santiago, this is the year to take it. People, like I said, you know, you've been at home, you haven't been traveling. You know, most of us have probably been putting our travel savings into a little pocket on the side ready for that big trip. So that's a real trend this year. There's also a trend to book early out of maybe fear that things will sell out. So you really want to get in there. But there is a smaller trend as well of booking last minute. So I suppose if you're keeping an eye on the cases or your country's restrictions for departure or for return, that might lead you to booking last minute. So that is one of the trends this year. The point is that it's going to be a lot busier and a lot kind of up to 2019 levels of bookings. And another big trend, obviously, which is relevant for the Camino, is holidays in nature. You know, a lot of us discovered nature in the past 2 years when we were at home. So getting back to nature is a real trend. I don't know, Roland, would you agree with those trends for the year?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to do a big trip, actually. We've been guys working we've been remote working. So I'm thinking, Sarah, I may just take my laptop on the Camino for a few days,
It's a
for a
great
month.
plan. You've just given me an idea. I might do the same. No, it's definitely it's the joy of a lot. Yeah, and remote working has become quite a feature of the pandemic and will probably continue for a lot of you post-pandemic. And it is great because you can take your laptop with you, obviously take a break from it and enjoy your holiday. But yeah, it's great. It definitely makes travel a lot more flexible, and you can go off for 2 months and have a great time for yourself. So it's really good.
Yeah, I
Um,
think we all need to get out a little bit, and I think going into nature is a safe way, and it's good to be out, fresh air, and not feel inside or in the crowd. Absolutely.
exactly, exactly. Now, obviously, there are some things you can do to make your travel plans more secure because we are still in uncertain times. So the number one recommended thing that I could recommend that you do is to get travel insurance. Ideally, try to get travel insurance that will cover you in the case of COVID. You should get travel insurance wherever you travel, whatever year, even pre-pandemic. It's the first thing I always do is get travel insurance, but now more than ever, it's really important to have travel insurance, and it's really not that expensive as well. There are some really great companies out there. Another thing is research airlines and their policies. Most will offer you a free change, but just be sure to check and also book early. So I mentioned there was a trend for last minute bookings. There's also the book early, but a lot of people who had to cancel trips in 2020 and to a lesser extent 2021, they all have vouchers to use. They have holidays to rebook. So you're already competing with people who had bookings in 2020 and 2021. So the earlier you're able to book your holiday, the more likely you are to have your perfect holiday. And as I said again, get vaccinated if you can. And also do try to stay up to date with your COVID-19 news, but don't be ruled by fear. It's very easy to fall down a rabbit hole of depressing news. We have a COVID-19 travel news page on our website. I keep that up to date on a weekly basis, or if there's any major changes. So do stay up to date with it. But again, don't be ruled by fear. Roland, do you have any additional tips to add to this list?
Well, no, I think it is fine. I mean, if you book with us, you get also a free postponement. So if any of this does not give you enough security, we are very, very flexible. We give you free postponement. You can't travel for the COVID reason, and we'll reschedule you. So don't worry about that. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So obviously you saw from the map there are quite a lot of routes that we have, but some of them maybe you've already done the Camino Frances before, maybe you're looking for something different. These are three routes that we're really interested in this year. Roland, do you want to maybe tell us about one of them?
Yeah, so Sarah and I decided to not speak about the French way, the Camino Frances, even though it's the most popular, because we wanted to introduce some ideas. And the first one is the Mozarabe. The Mozarabe is in Andalusia. It's really a stunning walk in very historic, in beautiful scenery with fantastic food. You know a bit this area of Spain, Sarah. Can you tell
Yeah,
us a little bit about
yeah,
that,
of
the
course.
Andalusia?
So I really am a big fan of Spain as a country, as a whole. I actually lived in Madrid for a little bit, but Andalusia is by far just absolutely stunning. I mean, I wouldn't recommend going in August or maybe the end of July if you are like myself and you are from somewhere like Ireland and you can't handle 35 degrees Celsius weather. But visually, just the Alhambra in Granada, the mosque cathedral in Cordoba, and even the streets of Cordoba I think Cordoba is probably my favorite place in Andalusia. Obviously, you've got Seville, Granada are huge destinations, but Cordoba is really the hidden gem, if I was to use that phrase. Also, if you're a fan of food and drink, the tapas portions there are unparalleled. So I would highly recommend uh, that whole area of Spain. It's beautiful, but maybe just not in August unless you're well used to the heat. Um,
Well, but that's it. I mean, that's the caveat is that don't go in July and August because it's going to be over 30 degrees. It's too hot. But otherwise, it's a wonderful place. I mean, you're starting in Granada with the Alhambra and you finish in Cordoba with the Mezquita there. I mean, you can't dream of a better start and finish, really. And a lot of airports, direct international from Granada, and you have also Malaga not too far, and Sevilla, so a lot of options for coming from abroad.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us a bit about the Camino del Norte? I have to say that's one area of Spain I haven't really experienced, and it's the top of my Spanish bucket list.
Yes, this Camino is more popular at the beginning of the Camino than at the end of that particular route. If you see Spain, it's almost surrounded by water. If you see the north of Spain, there is this region called the Basque Country. Okay, it touches France really at the foot there. This area is mountains that are quite high, about 2,000 meters and the sea on the other side. So you can actually walk between mountain and sea, and you got absolutely amazing villages, Guernica, Deba. You got really fantastic cities such as San Sebastian, Bilbao, Santander, Santillana del Mar. You got a lot of great places for each of your stages, stages when you finish the walk, really. So it's absolutely lovely. The walk is a little bit more difficult because, it's a bit more up and down every day. But once again, it's about 20 kilometers walk a day. So you start at 9, you finish at 4, and you get really a super experience with much less people than anywhere else as well. It's a long route. So if you were to do all the Camino Norte, it would take you a month. But as I said, you can do it in portion, and you could start at the beginning in San Sebastian and make your way week by week, year by year, or just experience this and go somewhere else. So it's a lovely route. I totally recommend that.
Perfect. And in November, I remember eating some delicious pulpo and drinking some gorgeous wine in Vigo. So, can you tell us a little bit about the Portuguese coastal, which is the second most popular route after the Camino Frances?
Oh my God, the food and wine on the Portuguese is something else, I tell you. The wine was superb. I think we had Godillo, we had some Alvarinho. It was really superb. The seafood was superb, really super fresh and delicious. The Portuguese coastal is really Galicia. It's the area around Santiago is really famous for seafood. Okay, so the Portuguese coastal is the part that hug the coast really. So there is a Camino coming from Lisbon, and it follows the coast, and it finishes in Santiago. So that's just really a bestseller. The portion that is the most popular is starting in Porto, and in 2 weeks you reach Santiago. You can also start directly at the border with Portugal and Spain and just 1 week along the coast, starting in Vigo, and it's really nice. It's nice and hilly. It's not difficult in terms of hiking. It's not flat, but it's just hilly, and the distances between towns are not too great neither. So it's a good option to get also in July and August to get a sea breeze too. So it's a good option for if you have to travel in July and August. I would recommend that.
Yeah, you can't really beat a sea breeze. I'm from a coastal town myself, and when the weather's hot, it's exactly what you want. So the most recent article on our website, you'll recognize it by this title, The Ultimate Guide to Choosing Your Perfect Camino. If you're not sure, I'll also link it in the comments as well after the webinar. But if you're not sure which Camino route you want to do, and maybe you don't want to just go to the most popular one, or just want to pick something that's more close to your interests, we have the options, whether you're a foodie, photographer, history buff, you are a serious hiker, solo travelist, beach lovers, families, whatever your interest is, there is a Camino for you. So I'll link it into the comments, and also if you go on to our Camino website and into the blog section, it's the first article there. So it will help you maybe narrow down between two Camino routes that you're not quite sure which one you want to do. So then if you have any other questions, you can email us, you can contact us on social media. That will be me who's talking to you on social media. So I've seen there's quite a lot of comments. I will get back to you all. If you've missed anything in this video, if there was a problem with your audio or you weren't able to hear anything, please even Facebook message your question and I will answer them and get back to you. So don't worry if you didn't hear everything. If you have a question, we will absolutely answer it for you. And yes, happy 2022. I hope you get to travel and do everything you want, and hopefully by the end of this year, Roland, this coronavirus will be behind us forevermore.
Oh, it's finished already, Sarah. It is.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. And we'll
Thank
see you
you.
next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.